slides. I know some of y'all's backs are to the screen, so there is some information up there just cueing you to that. So isn't it exciting that we were invited to attend this leadership event? We are here because we have at least one jeweler in our downline. Whether or not she's working, that's beside the point. We are leaders. Wow, leaders. Does that mean more work, more responsibility, more calls and texts, and more issues with people to deal with? Of course. That's why we are servant leaders. The privilege of being a leader far outweighs the costs. We have the privilege to provide new jewelers with the opportunities to succeed and premier by sharing tools and resources. We have the privilege to teach them the how-tos in this business and then model it as we mentor and coach them along the way. We have the privilege to work our personal business beyond only working for commission. We have the privilege to be people of integrity in our business, which hopefully isn't any different than your personal life. We have the privilege to set an example by attending and helping to lead monthly training and attending regional and national rallies. Wow, what privileges there are in being a leader. To get our new jeweler off to a good start, we need to spend time with her, we need to teach her, we need to encourage her, believe in her, and of course, show her. I created a website, jewelrygina.com, not because I was bored. Jewelrygina.com is a website that all jewelers can use. I use it for my team to provide a calendar of upcoming training and events, monthly recognition, and of course, a lot of resources. Because there are so many resources out there on so many amazing jeweler sites, I felt it was overwhelming and that I could create a one-stop shopping page for those career working women that we do sign up and those moms that have way too many kids. The new jeweler page is my favorite on this website because I have a heart for making things streamlined and functional. That's the teacher of 17 years in me. Feel free to send jewelers to this page or you yourself to utilize the page. Open up documents. Most everything is in Word, so change it and use how you feel. The first document on my new jeweler webpage is what's up right now. It is a new jeweler checklist. And Jen, we're going to spend some time right on this page, so don't get too excited back there, girlfriend. This new jeweler page that has the checklist, there are 30 items to check off as they go. 5 pages. Can we say teacher? It's a working document that allows ladies to work at their own pace. Some of my jewelers print this off and have it half checked off and done before I even meet with them. Love them. Some are in the room. And then there's those who, I couldn't go to your website. How do you get on it? And then, of course, I'm going to start at that point. The documents and videos that I refer to in this checklist are all linked to the page, which we're going to be going to here in just a bit. Again, my goal is to make it easy and streamlined for them so they feel successful versus, oh, why did I start this? I'm just too overwhelmed. Immediately after sign up, I sent her to my new jeweler page at jewelrygina.com. I have her print the list, and then I have her watch videos that are linked there, which we'll get to in a sec. We set her training show date. I have her make a list of everyone she's going to invite to her training show. And then I have her make a list of everyone she's going to ask to have a jewelry show. And then I send her to the premier site to track her boutique delivery because she does have to sign for it, and to browse the site. That's what I have her do before I even meet with her. And then I sit down with her. And this is definitely an hour and a half to 2 hours to go over this checklist. The first thing I do is I get to know her. Make sure I understand why she started Premier so I can talk to her about fitting Premier into her life where she's at, not where I'm at, because I'm crazy. And then the very first thing on the checklist, and I spend time in this because, y'all, I've signed over 7 jewelers, and I have a passion for making sure she gets these 5 things from the beginning and doesn't tell me she never heard this later. First, pay yourself back and invest very little, and make sure you can show yourself and your husband you paid yourself back so you have no regrets. Number 2, attend monthly training, because that will determine your success in Premier. Number 3, to call me, your Premier mom, after each of your first 10 jewelry shows. Put me on Bluetooth and call me. Number 4, you are going to need to work your business at least 30 minutes each day, at a minimum. And number 5, don't quit when it gets hard, because friend, it's going to get hard. Ask for help before you even let the word quit come to your mind. And then the rest of the list has a lot of different things that she can kind of work on a checklist. I'm just going to refer to a couple of them real quick. So the important things that we go over is exactly information she needs to be successful with her training stuff. And all of the resources are there, and we're going to talk about that. I teach her how to schedule jewelry shows and the verbiage to use. And again, this is in that 1.5 to 2 hour meeting I'm with her. I show her how to make a hostess packet, because I'm handing her a hostess packet because she's the hostess at her training show. And of course, I'm going to coach her because she's going to turn around and coach her hostesses. I make sure she understands the different jewelry show options. It's not just home shows, where she can do shows, mystery shows, the idea of the personal show, and it goes on and on. I want her to think out of the box right off the bat, other than, well, my friend won't invite me to her home to have a show. Get over it. There's so many other options. And then I teach her how to place an order at the service store. I have my laptop right there with jewelrygina.com minimized and the Premier site minimized. This checklist and those 2 things is everything I'm going over with her during this time. So I'm showing her how to place a service store order, and I'm telling her what I recommend she orders so she doesn't go order 30 packs of catalogs in June and the catalog's changing in July. Yeah. I mean, those little things, oh, they get me. Okay. And then I show her how to place an order at Premier Incentives. What an inexpensive way to get things so she's not overspending and going crazy. At this time, we talk about what we want her training show to look like. Because whatever booking gift she wants, I talk to her about different booking activities, whatever sponsoring activity, because I'm going to have her get those few supplies so she's ready for her show. We also talk about a mannequin. Y'all know me and Mandisa? Like that. And I just pray, she says, I want to use a mannequin too. Hallelujah. Because if you've seen me put jewelry on people, I would not sell the jewelry I sell. I scratch them, I always have cold hands, and I pull their hair. So if she uses a mannequin, yes. I actually have loaner mannequins, Tiffany and Mandy, because they are not my friends. So I loan them out to my jewelers. I say, here's a mannequin for 30 days. If you like her, you can buy one. Mandisa, I mean, she's my girl, but you try this for your show. So when she says she's going to use a mannequin, I'm going to show her at her show how to use a mannequin to show the jewelry that's in her boutique. If she says, no, I'm not going to use a mannequin, I don't want to invest, then I'm going to be careful, and I'm going to say, okay, it's going to be rough, but this is how you do it without a mannequin. And then I'm talking to her about the basics. None of this was talked to about me when I signed, and I love my Premier mom, but she was in a different state. You know, getting a checking account, what options for credit cards, what does Premier have as a preferred vendor, what's the cheapest way to do it, and y'all, banks are having banks have systems now. They can do it right through their bank and get a little swiper. I tell her what the heck hood and house software is, because we'll talk about it. She doesn't know what it is. I firmly believe in in-house software. I should get proceeds from that. I make sure she tracked her miles to meet with me. The IRS, I don't like to pay them money. And so I tell her, go back in your car right now, because we just met at Starbucks. That's mileage for your business. Keep all of your receipts now. And then I make sure there's a list for her to have is like a checklist before she goes to her first jewelry show, so like she doesn't forget her jewelry, doesn't forget her guest surveys, and whatnot. And then the rest of it talks about some tips and advice I have for her, even how to tag your jewelry. You know, take the earrings off the flat card, put them onto the display card, and then put your little label on the back.
Yeah.
Don't put your label or your earring card on the black tag because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that's like rocket science. It is word for word how to tag their jewelry. And then I'm already talking about training dates, getting it on their calendar. I'm already talking about regional and national rally. And I end with this, and it's on my sheet. Believe in yourself and believe that you are in Premier not by chance, but by God's design. That's half of this business. You need to focus on what you can control, because there are things we can control in this business, and there are things we can't control. Let it go. And then, I make sure she realizes this business will work if she works. And I promise her, if she puts that boutique in a corner and dusts it every month like I do the treadmill, this business will not work. So the next document on my new jeweler page as we're going, so I'm going to refer back to my website again, is the emotional why exercise. And this is all over the place. Everyone's using it. I love this. I give her homework. You and your family need to dream what Premier can meet in your life. I love how Jane Francis refers to this. Speak to her heart. Because her head, you've already overwhelmed her with that checklist. You better send her home where her heart is talking to her. The next two documents is I have 2 training show sample invitations that are designed for a training show so that when she's inviting people, it's getting them excited that she's debuting. She's not just having a party. Y'all come and help me launch my business. Of course, I'm going to tell her to do text, Facebook messages, and all of those things as well. And then quick start verbiage. This is the famous one. I believe it's Penny Lacey that has it. Role play this with her and tell her to use it. Don't go try to use your own verbiage. And you just started. It's probably not going to work. Use this verbiage. It's tried and true. And I tell her, and as soon as you begin to run out of shows in your business, you're going to always use this verbiage. There's so much out there. This works. Put it in your head and use it. And then the next section on there are videos. These are the videos on the Premier site, which I do have her go there, but I want her to, again, have it easy, because she probably has 20 kids, that she can just click on the link here. Obviously, she's going to watch how to prepare for her training show, how to earn her quick start. I'm talking to her about these things, but I'm sending her home to watch them too. How to hostess coach. And then the jewelry show presentation that I did at Premier that they put on the site, I told her, this is just one sample of a jewelry show. You don't have to do what I do, but this gives you an idea. Remember, sometimes we sign jewelers that haven't been to a jewelry show, yeah? They at least know what to expect. And if you'll note under there, I had a lot of Facebook request friends after this video. They only want to be my friend because they wanted my script. So there's my script. So it is in Word document. It's literally word for word to my video presentation on the Premier website. If you have not watched these 4 videos, you need to watch them. You can't send your jewelers to watch something you haven't watched because you got to know what's there. Okay. And so that's that section. And then we continue on with my website, because it just scrolls down and down and down. Talks about the hostess packet. What to put in the hostess packet. Premier has done an excellent job with the hostess packet. Coach her right off the packet and teach her to coach right off the packet. Make her life easy. Provide a pre-order form. Why waste 5 order forms? If she's not getting pre-orders, I'm not wasting 5 order forms on her. 1 sheet that takes 5 orders right there, and this is everything is able to edit and put your name on it. I mean, they can write the checks to me when you print that, but you might want to write the checks to whoever the jeweler is. And then how we make money. Teach her now to let hostesses know, hey, this is how we make money in the business. You ought to think about it. If you can get a new jeweler just with that mindset off the bat, you're ready. You're opening her up to the idea of sponsoring. And then I have some tax rate sheets. The Premier site has tax rate sheets, but they're not big enough for somebody like me that needs glasses. So I have a few tax rates that are most familiar to our girls, but I make sure that she knows where to get those. And then there's a little picture. So those are the little items that go in my little packet. Okay, and then the next slide is jewelry show presentation. Again, my presentation's on the website with the script. She can use a clipboard, make it fit her, and do that idea. This is a flip chart binder that is designed with the purse game, the letters. But what we know about letters, you can turn it into the compliment game. You've just taught her 2 different jewelry shows right off the bat. Say a letter and they shout out a compliment about the hostess, or they pull something out of their purse. This is a flip chart ready to go. Doesn't even need to be edited. There's no names on it. It's ready to go out the door. And then the posters. They're getting these posters in the packer. Let her know what the heck to do with them. Tell her if she doesn't like the words Premier put on the back, type it out, blow it up, and tape it on the back. That's what I did in the jewelry show video. Sorry, Bob. And then the training show. I have talked to her about the training show, and I've gotten her all prepared, and she's going to click on that and open it up, and it's a reminder so she has everything ready, because I want her ready when I get there. Of course, I went over the Trash to Success for her at that early meeting to count out her quick start, told her to read the policies and procedures. Okay, next slide. Training show and jewelry show materials. Obviously, there's a lot of resources involved with the jewelry show, but this is the documents. She needs to have these documents because I feel these are simple, it gives her a system, and it covers the bases. Of course, there's all kinds of other documents out there, but if I can start her on this, she can find things later. So while we're talking, we're going to stay on this slide for a second. While we're talking about the training show, real quick, you want to make sure she has her jewelry set up, puts out simple refreshments, has her catalogs, order forms, the little mini OP brochures ready to go before you get there. You arrive an hour early, so you're talking to her, but all that's ready to go. You've already discussed with her what booking activity and what sponsoring activity y'all are going to do. Explain to her what's expected of her. She's expected to stay there and watch you, not go refill someone's plate while you're doing the jewelry show presentation. Yeah. No house tours this time. Okay? Right. You are there to watch me because you're on your own after this. Meaning she's going to go do her own shows. I'm not doing it for her. Have her set up. I have her set up a checkout station so she feels organized. Order form, calculator. She's got her calendar. She's got the little brochure to hand people. She is ready to total people up, ask them again about having a show, and hey, what did you check out this information and let me know what you think. I'd love to talk to you a little bit about the business. When I do the training show, I start it with this. You know, woohoo, I'm a cheerleader, all excited. I say, y'all tell me your name, how you know the hostess, and give her words or advice to encourage her as she launches her own business. And they always say the sweetest things. Hopefully they mean them. And then I'm ready with whatever presentation we decided to use. If she wanted to use the binder, I've got the binder. If she's using the clipboard, I want to look like what she plans to look like when she does it. I have her have the supplies ready if we're going to use diva dollars or tickets, booking gift, and again, we've talked about all that. There's no time for all of this. I have her have a guest survey ready, and I say, you don't even need to know why you have a guest survey. I am going to model this at your show. It will make sense. Trust me. Have a love it list. I will model at your show. It will make sense. Trust me. Do a booking activity and a sponsoring activity at that show. You have got to do it. Don't do an open house training show. You've got to do a booking and sponsoring activity so she knows that that's what's expected of her to do. I walk the guests through the surveys. I teach her now, if you hand them the survey, they're not going to fill it out, but if you walk them through it and you collect them and raffle for a prize, and if they're not all answered, they get that thrown out and you draw again, she realizes, wow, you can get them to fill out the survey. So I teach her that right off the bat. And I make sure she has her calendar and that we're booking shows that night. Now, her friends are saying, I'm going to go home and check the calendar. I said, no, no, no. Here's what we say. Let's pencil in a date. So I'm doing all of this modeling throughout the whole show. So you get the idea on that. Next slide. Organizational materials. I'm kind of an organized kind of person. On the left, those are all logs. If she has an accountability log that she's accounting and tracking what she's doing or not doing. Customer call verbiage. Power hour booking verbiage right there. You get in a bind, pull this up, write the names of who you're going to call in columns. Everything is right there for her to use. The right side is a separate column because my website and I had a little bit of argument. It won. I like to show her, these are the things I told you to order, and then I'm making sure she knows why we're ordering these. Okay? Next slide. When she has a replacement exchange, there's the instructions. It's also on the Premier site. I say, don't deal with it until we have a broken piece of jewelry. We'll talk about it then. Tell her to print out some information on taxes so she can keep herself organized. And then there is a document that says overcoming objections. I let her know you will have objections. Here's some verbiage to overcome those. And then I've relinked my fashion video from the premiere site, and that is Miss Mandisa. Isn't she cute? And I tell her, if you're using a mannequin, here's a video to watch. And that happens to be pretty much on the boutique. It's changed a little, but it works. The next slide is just a sample of booking activity. I want her to know, bow up your boxes or all stack boxes. We've talked about it, but this is all you need. You don't need all this extra stuff. And then the last part of my website is, they always say, what do I do with those little catalogs? What do I do with those brochures? So the brochure, on the back of the brochure is a label with Gayla's call-in recorded OP. And those are on the homepage of my website under her information, because I want her to know, when you have someone curious, you know what? Call and listen to this crazy lady. She's amazing in the business, that's what I say. She's amazing in the business, and it just gives you some information, and then let's talk and have coffee. I want her to know how to use those. And I want her to have them in her purse. The mini catalog I have on there, and these labels are on my website ready to go. It says $10 off your first order, or $50 for having a not bling party. I don't know what it says, but it makes it sound like she's getting 50 just to have some friends over. And then I have a label for her to view the rest of my website. I don't want to give my big catalogs out because I am cheap. I teach her, have these in your purse all the time. So continue. Now this is throughout. You're going to do a lot at that first meeting at the training show. She's overwhelmed. Continue to teach her to do the little things because they matter. She needs to look like the jewelry lady. Have a 30-second commercial about her business. Coach hostesses and stay in contact with them. Use a booking and sponsoring activity that she believes in. Not what I believe in, what she believes. I cannot do chance and honor, nor will I ever. It doesn't work for me, and it's not me. Tell her, it's okay if this activity isn't you. Let's find one that is. Tell her, if you don't fall in love with the jewelry show, it's going to get hard when the disappointments come. Love your jewelry show. Learn enough fashion to give credibility. Just look smart. Keep a potential booking and prospect log in front of her, and those were those little logs I showed earlier. Use the phone to get bookings. Use multimedia effectively so it builds her business, rather than looking like the desperate jewelry lady on Facebook. And make sure she knows you need to attend trainings and rallies. So leaders, invest in your people, create memories with your people, and have fun.